Hey guys, what's up? Sick Gun Shogun here, and I'm back from Japan, and I have caught the Gaijin Super Flu. So apologize for my pretty horrible voice here, but I wanted to go over the patch notes and everything that just came out today, because a lot of people were like, oh, there's no way that we're going to double up on banners. Melissa's going to come 2 weeks after, we got the data mined, everything like that. I figured that they would put her out because no real reason to go 2 weeks on a limited rerun banner, even though I know a lot of people just got it. Most people are going to have rolled for her anyways, and this way too, if you are looking to get both of them, you can roll for Melissa, use anything else that you have to either get those Draco plates or get yourself another copy of Luna. Personally, I was kind of hoping that they would put Draco plate into this one, but no such luck. I still think that that was a pretty poor move on their part to put that Draco plate into a Luna banner, and I hope that moving forward in the future they kind of think that one through a little bit more. But we're going to have Melissa coming out, and we're also going to have the Bloody Rose artifact. Now, I'm sure that you have seen her, you've seen the fan art, the lewds, the graphics, the live 2D, everything like that, but Melissa is a fire elemental mage who curses her enemies with Blood Bloom. Melissa can attack without needing to worry about elemental disadvantage while also cursing the enemy and earning an extra turn. This is really nice because a fire mage in a water meta, pretty much not the best thing in the world. Cursed enemies will receive a portion of any damage inflicted on one of their allies by a single attack as an additional damage. The extra turn also allows her to immediately use manifestation and choose either to attack the cursed enemy again or to attack another enemy and inflict damage on 2 enemies at once. This is going to be good for things like let's say Seaside Belle, where you can attack 2 things. You put her S3 onto the front target, which shares damage with Seaside Belle. You attack Seaside Belle afterwards, and you will do even more damage to her. Not that, a fire mage, Seaside Belle, all that jazz. But anyways, regardless, finally with Might, Melissa can make the enemy unhealable while also dealing damage proportional to her lost health. Thanks to the immortality buff gained through manifestation, this can allow her to deal significant damage. Now, number 1 is Might. This overpowers the enemy with a 60% chance to make them unhealable for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's lost health. This is pretty nice. Unhealable is pretty solid. The problem is that in the current PvP meta, you have a lot of cleanse, you have a lot of immunity, so if you are going to be using this, you definitely want to pick your targets. You also want to make sure that you have a buff stripper for that immunity as well. Now, manifestation and attacks by unleashing their inner rage, gaining immortality to the caster for 1 turn. This is pretty good. However, immortality for 1 turn really only gives you a chance to negate a potential cleave or a potential bait for the next turn coming up. Now, Blood Bloom attacks by releasing their pent-up aggression, cursing the enemy for 2 turns with a critical hit granting the caster an extra turn. This skill is unaffected by elemental disadvantage. Elite or boss monsters cannot be cursed. Now, I do wish that the elemental disadvantage was on a different ability. That way, like I said, you could do things like put Blood Bloom on one of the other targets, hit a Seaside Belle, hit somebody else, because you are going to want to follow up and do extra damage to this character. So yeah, definitely going to be interesting. Pretty much any character that gets a second turn off of just crits, amazing in my book. You got Baiken, Karen, things like that, if you get an extra turn just by getting a crit, don't have to soul burn, anything like that, A+ in my book. Definitely, another A Vildred option. So there you go. Let's see, Bloody Rose. Increase effectiveness by 30% on a single target, single attack up to 60%. Now, this is pretty huge. This is mage only, and it is single attack. But if you need something to land on that single attack, this is going to do it right here. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, you do have the base resist that is in the game regardless of how much effectiveness that you have, which is really stupid. If I've got 300 effectiveness and you have 0 effect resist, there is no reason that any of my debuffs should ever not land. But if you need that extra effectiveness, this is going to be really good. Do I think that you should pull specifically for this? I don't know. I like it. I'm sure that I'll get it while I'm in the process of getting copies of Melissa, so we'll see how that goes. But Bloody Rose is a mage exclusive artifact that will increase effectiveness of a single attack and is beneficial to heroes which require higher effectiveness. Obviously, this artifact, by increasing the effectiveness of a single attack, can reduce the burden of finding equipment that increases effectiveness. This means that you can build them with a bit more attack, a bit more crit damage, and not worry so much about the effectiveness of having to land those debuffs. The artifact is best used on mages with many single attacks, obviously, because you don't want to use it on mages with AoE attacks because it doesn't work. So anyways, there's Melissa and there is the artifact. Like I said, I was kind of hoping the Draco plate would be in there, but you know, you can only do so much. But let's see, like up next, Global and Asia 1-year anniversary buff event. So we haven't had a buff event in a hot minute. I'm excited for this because, well, Daddy needs some light runes. I've used up a lot of my light runes recently, getting Spez and a couple other light characters maxed out. So definitely going to be farming really, really hard for this. So we have 4 days of this. You're going to have the gold increase, the rune drops, the hunt materials, all 4 of those days. So this is going to be really, really solid. Definitely excited about that. My buff events, my favorite events. Now, the next thing up, we're going to have the Hatred Blooms Red side story. And this is going to be pretty good because, I mean, side stories. A lot of people are probably already done with the Halloween event. You probably already farmed out really, really hard everything that you wanted to get. You're done. You're like, man, I'm super bored. Oh, guess what? You got another side story to farm out. So this is going to be pretty good. Melissa's emergency supplies, obviously, it's going to be blood because she's a vampire and she needs it as an emergency snack. Now, Melissa is the only one that's going to get a rate up for the attack, health, and defense on this one, and that's fine because this is going to be a silver transmit stone side story. You're going to have this for 2 weeks probably. Did it say up here what dates? 7th through the 21st. Okay, so we're going to have this for 2 weeks. Oh, sorry for the sniffles here. We're gonna have the typical, it's gonna be your typical side story. So you're gonna have pretty much everything up through Sky. You're gonna get your Sky Stones, you're gonna get your 4-star artifact tickets, your Epic Catalyst chest, your Giga Phantasmas, your Silver Transmit Stones, your Covenant bookmarks. Yes, awesome. Blazing Souls, Ultra Fangs, Twisted Fangs. I could always use those. Definitely a big fan of those. And I'm sure that I will need them for my Melissa anyways. So I'm going to go back over here into the general news and see if I am missing anything else. Content updated. Now, haven't looked at this in the last probably like hour, 45 minutes. So let's see what else we have in here. Oh, we got some banned players. Ooh, who do we got? We banned 2006 players. Abnormal behavior in game is 8. Abnormal account and creation is almost 2000. Length of ban, permanent. Get wrecked. All right, what else do we got here? Patch information, updated content edited. That is from a couple of days ago. We got some new client updates. Japan server launch celebration gift. Now, if you've been living under a rock, you'll probably not know that we're going to have the Japan server launch in like a day. For those of you who are wondering how to get on there, you're going to need a VPN. You're going to need to download a whole different client. Personally, I'm setting one up on a Nox player so that I can play through it. Once that goes live, I will probably be playing through that on stream. That is if I don't feel like I am going to literally die. Which at the moment I am feeling pretty garbage, which is why I haven't been streaming too much lately. But we are going to be getting 1,000 Sky Stones just for the Japan server launching. So if you want to get over to the Japan server, you want to, hear those kawaii Japanese voices before we get them on global, go ahead, set yourself up a VPN, go ahead, play on that. I will be playing that fairly casually just to hear those. I believe there was something else too that I was missing here. That I saw somewhere. Okay, so we're going to get pet system improvements and fixes. Synthesized pet system improvement. In order to minimize the burden of raising pets, the number of skills that can be inherited during pet synthesis will change as follows. You will be able to get 2 and then 3 when you go to 4 stars. This is pretty good because, I mean, if you go in when you got double S, you can triple S that. So that is pretty good. You're not going to have the chance of not having 3 S's here. So compensation information. Heirs that play Epic 7. Due to improvements of the pet synthesis, players will be compensated. Please see below for more details. Heirs that play Epic 7. Everyone. 5 pet adoption tickets, 1 toy, 10 handmade snacks. Heirs who have used 2 4th generation pets as synthesis material, which is not me. Compensation will be sent for each synthesis attempt. Pet adoption ticket by 10 and quality food by 5. Okay, that is actually pretty solid. Rewards will be delivered to your in-game mailbox. Pet UI improvements. We believe that displaying pet-related UI information prior to account rank 20 can cause confusion for our heirs. Therefore, pet-related content will not be displayed prior to unlocking pets. Pet-related UI in the lobby will not be displayed. Blah, blah, blah. Pet tab. Handmade snack acquisition change. Players will no longer receive handmade snacks in hunts. A lot of people were really upset about this, so I am pleased to see that. However, personally, sometimes I didn't really care too much about dust or energy, and I liked the handmade snacks as I used those on the side story, and I just ran hunts normal. So from 1031 update, the probability of receiving energy in hunts was reduced by half, with the remaining half being allocated to the probability of receiving handmade snacks, because the people who were complaining about handmade snacks being in place of equipment definitely didn't understand how hunts work. So the probability of receiving handmade snacks, however, receiving handmade snacks from hunts did not meet the expectation of our heirs for rewards received in this content. So handmade snacks will no longer be a droppable item. Now instead, you're just going to get energy again. In the shop, there will be a new pet category added in which handmade snacks will be sold. 100 friendship points will be able to purchase 1 handmade snack, and you'll get 10 per week. This is actually really good because I have so many friendship points that I don't really have anything to do with them. Handmade snack drop changes. Players will not receive them during adventures in the side story and in treasure chests prior to unlocking pets. Okay, that makes sense. Rune item recollection on 11/1 Friday, an issue that caused players to obtain runes when they clear a battle using a pet that has a catalyst drop buff effect, was fixed. All right, cool. Camping voices and other fixes. This is actually pretty cool. Camping voice lines have been added for all heroes. Now players will be able to hear the voice lines when they select a topic. Additionally, if you have the highest level of friendship with a hero, players can hear the camping lines using the intimacy add-on. Camping voice lines have not been added for collaboration heroes. Some camping lines for Leo, Nemesis, and Litica will be adjusted. Players will be able to hear Guardian voices when they first receive them. Players will be able to hear Guardian voices when they use them. Cool. Additional improvements. An issue that caused players to be redirected to the title screen when they select the ranking window in the automation tower will be fixed. Korea server only. An issue where champion Zeratos skill Earth and Rage, which that caused it not to transfer debuffs upon a counterattack, will be fixed. Okay, fantastic. That's hot. That's hot. Cool. Well, so there's all of that stuff. I'm actually really excited for the 1,000 Skystones just for the JP server going live. There's a lot of really good stuff in here. I'm sure that a lot of people still aren't happy with the pet system, but I'm okay with it. It's literally just an add-on that really doesn't matter too much to me. It's just extra stuff. So it is nice that they are listening a little bit. I'm sure it'll never be enough for some people, but it's a start. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Are you going to be pulling for Melissa? I know a lot of people are upset that there wasn't a Halloween limited. Everybody's quitting the game, dead game. Everybody's just disbanding their guilds. But what do you think? How are you doing? Is there enough stuff for you to do? But anyways, I'm going to go to the doctor probably and see if I can't get this this super Gaijin flu knocked out. And I will catch you guys later. Hopefully I feel good enough to stream the JP server opening tomorrow, but if not, I will be playing it at some point, and I will catch you guys later. Take it easy, homies. Peace.